Hello and welcome to Final Fantasy Dissidia Duodecim 012. You know, I was thinking, it's November, Final Fantasy 15 comes out a little later this month, why not do something Final Fantasy related? And what better game to pick than a massive compilation of all the greats and not so greats of Final Fantasies 1 to 13. I figured, this game is really fun. I enjoy it a lot. It has some of my favorite characters and some of my not so favorite characters all bunched into one, who are all just fighting each other. It's an RPG fighting game, and I dig it a lot.
Universe to fight as their tools. We arrive in this place with no memories of our past.
You know, I know World of Final Fantasy came out not too long ago, and I'll do a series on that a little later on down the line, but I figured this would be the best way to kind of prepare for Final Fantasy 15. To just kind of have a retrospective, to kind of have a semi-retrospective on the entire series thus far.
The only hope that any of us have lies in finding
coming together in just one giant battle between Chaos and Cosmos.
That's why I kept fighting.
And hey, it's everybody's favorite character, Lightning from everybody's favorite Final Fantasy 13. Hey. But hey, more importantly, it's Jecht! Look at Jecht! Look how cool Jecht is! Oh, we don't get to play as Jecht in Prologue. No, we just get to play as Lightning. Man.
None of us are here because we want to be? No, really.
Jecht is so cool, why can't I play as him?
Some stranger to go putting their nose in my business.
Well, you know, it's not really wrong what he's
saying. And of course, Lightning has to be completely antisocial and just pretty much just an asshole from the get-go.
Whoa, let's not go throwing folks onto the fire now, right?
It's Kain! Kain is one of the main reasons I got super hyped for Duodecim. I love Kain. He's my all-time favorite Dragoon character. He's the Dragoon character. He's so cool. Look at him. Look how cool Kain is. And he's voiced by Liam O'Brien, who's perfect for him. And Jecht here is voiced by Greg Berger, who's Grimlock, and I'm just so hyped right now. Oh, they're both so cool.
What?
Sorry, I'm freaking out a little bit, but I love these characters.
Interesting idea, but
should anything happen, we'll be there to intervene. If that proves to be the decisive battle, well, the victor will be decided then.
This we of yours, I take it you're including me?
Don't be getting ahead of yourself. I don't remember anyone putting you in charge.
God, she's just so...
You fear to face the
she's
challenge.
Just so aggressive and just not nice. I know she's supposed to be like a female Cloud, but even Cloud could, like, get along with his teammates.
Or if it's simply a bluff.
Even though, like, his main catchphrase nowadays is not interested. It's the Warrior of Light! Look how cool he looks! Look how cool the Warrior of Light is. He's voiced by Grant George. Always nice to see Grant George. And that's one of the few voice dialogues in Prologue. And now, it's pretty much just a gauntlet run with Lightning as your main character and the Warrior of Light as your assist character. This Prologue is more or less kind of a tutorial for the main game. And hey, look who we're fighting first, Garland and the Emperor. Oh, Garland's so cool. Voiced by Chris Sabat. He's Vegeta and Piccolo. Even, like, I know people give Final Fantasy 13 a lot of shit, and it's very well deserved. In fact, I kind of gone a little bit of a rant in Final Fantasy 15, in my Final Fantasy 15 episode Duske one-off, where I kind of, like, griped about it. But man, like, the characters from Final Fantasy 13 are just not great. And Lightning is just so antisocial and just so standoffish. I mean, it's not really a good character trait if you're just constantly just getting in everyone's face and just, like, trying to be mean. Whatever. She fights okay. She uses her paradigm shifts and whatever. Yeah, little warning. I'm probably gonna vent a little bit about Final Fantasy 13 whenever I have to play as Lightning. Just a little bit. I'm not going to make that the whole thing because I want this to be a fun playthrough, and I'm not going to be constantly bitching. There's just 2 characters I don't like playing as, and guess who you have to play as first in Duodecim? Hint, it's Vaughn and Lightning. Oh wait, is that a hint? No, that's just telling you. Yeah, you have to play as Vaughn and Lightning. I don't really much care for those characters. But hey, everybody else is cool in Duodecim. Anyway, this is kind of just going over the main game mechanics. Right, I should probably get into that. The big numbers above your character's health bar is their bravery. And you use the circle button to use bravery attacks, which saps bravery points from your opponent and adds them onto your own score. And if your bravery score goes down to 0, it breaks and adds the number in the middle to your score. And once you have enough bravery points, if you press the square button, which is an HP attack, you can start dealing damage to your opponent's health. So overall, it's a pretty basic system. And also, if you press the left trigger along with the circle button, you can call in an assist bravery attack, or if you have enough bar, which is that little orange bar at the bottom of the screen, and you press left trigger and square, you can have an assist HP attack. And of course, the game has lock-on and dashing and jumping and the usual spiel. And there's a lot more other stuff, like, and there's a lot more stuff that we'll get into as the demo progresses. But hey, look! It's also kind of just showcasing the new stages that, it's also kind of showcasing the new stages in the game. Hey look, it's Kefka! And Ultimecia! Everybody likes Kefka. Kefka's cool. He caused the apocalypse, you know. And he's voiced by one Dave Wittenberg. Remember Dave Wittenberg? We saw him in the Castlevania playthrough. And in my Valkyria Chronicles playthrough. I really like Dave Wittenberg's portrayal of Kefka. It's very crazy. Now the game's going into your EX burst. To your EX mode. Basically, if you do enough damage, or if you do enough bravery attacks, or you find these little things called these little, or you find these little blue bells throughout the stage, those contribute to the little purple gauge to the left of your character's health, to the left of your character's portrait. And if you fill it up to max, you can go and do a thing called EX mode, which is basically your limit breaks for this game, which does heavy damage and just looks really cool. I do this once in this video, and I mess it up. Mainly because my argument is, I don't play as Lightning that often. The reason why? I don't like Lightning. I don't like her game, and I don't like her playstyle. I prefer to play as, you know, I prefer to play as, say, Cloud, or Jet, or Kane, or, you know, characters I actually like. Last time I'm grabbing in this video. Sorry. I just really do not much care for Final Fantasy 13 or its characters. But I'm gonna try to not make that the entire point of this series. Oh, but also, speaking of Dissidia, Sephiroth recently got announced for the arcade version, which I sincerely hope comes to the PlayStation 4. Oh man, that game looks so good! It's got Team Ninja on the character models, and they just look so pretty. They look so good. And it's got Ramza in it, and everybody looks cool, and you can change your weapons like that weren't available in Dissidia, in this version of Dissidia. Oh, and it just looks so cool. Everybody looks so good, and the gameplay looks really fun, and it looks like an even better version of this. And this is for the PSP, and it still looks pretty good. Oh man. And Ramza hasn't gotten a game of his own since like the re-release of Tactics, War of the Lions.
That wasn't too bad of a fight.
But yeah, we're kind of just progressing through kind of a boss rush. That's what this story mode is for the prologue. The actual main story mode has a lot more voice dialogue and it has a lot more plot. Really, this is just kind of showcasing the forces of chaos. And hey, look! It's Sephiroth! I just mentioned his appearance in the arcade version. And Sephiroth is voiced by not Lance Bass. He's voiced by, I forget what his name is. Hang on. I'll look this up very quickly. And he's joined by the Cloud of Darkness, George Newbern. And if you don't know who that is, he's the voice actor for Superman in all the animated appearances. Most of his animated appearances. I dig it. I like George Newbern. He plays Superman pretty well. And his Sephiroth is pretty good.
Some things in life you just do.
So this is the boss fight where I use the EX mode incorrectly, by the way. Again, I'm not used to using Lightning's battle style. I'm not really used to using Lightning. Again, I prefer to use characters like Cloud, Furion, Cecil, you know, all the other cool characters. So naturally I don't get a lot of practice with Lightning. Oh, and also, whenever the playthrough of the actual game starts, you're gonna notice quite a difference in level between my characters and the opponent's characters. Mainly because I guess you could call it kind of a New Game Plus run, considering a lot of my characters are over-leveled. Yeah, I played this game a ton when it came out on PSP. So naturally, I maxed out all the characters from the original game, and I also worked really hard on the characters I liked from this new game, the new version of the game. And I did not play as Lightning that much. I played as her in the story mode, and that's about it.
Get ready. Here it comes.
To the promised land.
So anyway, here's me fucking up Lightning's EX attack. Very stupid considering it says enter the commands on screen, and I just pretty much just smashed the circle button because I thought I was just supposed to like press it rapidly. I'm so used to using Cloud and Sephiroth's EX attacks. Again, no excuse. No excuse. It's very obvious. It was on screen. I'm sorry. Won't happen again. Promise. Unless the EX attack is a little complicated. My apologies. Won't happen again. But anyway, the fights so far are not that hard. And they're only gonna get easier in the actual game. So yeah, Lightning's doing pretty well against the forces of chaos. Or is she? Because Sephiroth doesn't seem too impressed. But then again, this is Sephiroth we're talking about. The dude was a hero. The dude nearly brought about the damn apocalypse and became a giant monster at the end of FF7. And really, the only person who can, like, put down Sephiroth, according to Sephiroth, is Cloud. Although, I'd like to think that Zack or Angeal could have done it. Whatever. Oh my goodness, it's Cloud! Apparently Cloud is a... Oh yeah, that's a thing that probably should surprise you. Little spoiler alert. Cloud is on the forces of chaos, alongside Titus and, Titus. I'll get into that whenever we start the actual game. And, Terra. But hey, Golbez is here! Oh, this is a really cool mashup. I love Cloud and Golbez. These two are some of my favorites. Time to show you what Soldier can do. I like Cloud's design for this version of Dissidia. He's using different Amano artwork. He's using like Amano artwork for his costume, and so he's not just using his basic soldier first class costume. Yeah, it's called Steady Light. It's based on Yoshitaka Amano's artwork, I think, and it looks pretty cool. So of course I'm a huge fucking nerd for this game because I pre-ordered it from GameStop because it had the best pre-order incentive fucking ever, where you get to play as Cloud in his Kingdom Hearts 1 costume. Oh, that looks so good. I've talked about this in the Dirge of Cerberus playthrough, where it's basically like a combination of Cloud's costume and Vincent's costume. And he also has this giant, like, demon black wing on his back. It looks like super anime and goofy, but it's so cool, because he's got like a red scarf, and he's got the claw hand, and oh... I love this game. I love it. I love it something fierce. I can bitch about certain I'm gonna bitch about certain characters and their respective games, but Dissidia, I love Dissidia. It's fantastic. I love it. I love Dissidia something fierce. It's not really your standard, it's not your typical fighting game, but hey, if I get to play as frickin' Cloud fighting Jack in a who has the better big sword competition, I'm good.
Who are you watching?
No hard feelings.
There goes Cloud.
That wasn't too bad of a fight.
But did she actually do anything to Cloud? No, not really. Golbez is kind of impressed. He's like, that was okay. I'd like to think that's kind of a little inside joke, that the representative from Final Fantasy XIII doesn't even do any damage to any of the forces of chaos. But hey, unlike most of the other forces of chaos, Cloud and Golbez are actually pretty civil. Because of course Cloud is, and of course Golbez is. They're the cool guys. Oh, the Warrior of Light's so cool. He's so cool. Look at him. Look at his big old horns. Time for some voice acting.
We are victorious thanks to you. My pardons.
For what? You would have been just fine without me. You didn't need help.
Having you to guard my back was the
You want to
reason
move
I
that
could
little
fight the way I
piece
did.
of hair on the side of your helmet aside, Warrior Light?
Still,
Is that not
being
bugging
able
you,
to
or
fight together is
no?
a luxury
Okay.
we may not always
It
have.
just seems distracting,
We must
and he
take
doesn't
this
have it on both
to value.
sides. Look,
As
that's just
long as
gotta
we
like,
remain focused on
that's
our
gotta do,
goal, each
that's
of
gotta
our
be hell on your
victories will bring
peripheral
us
vision.
One step closer. You must never forget that. I fear there may still be enemies lurking near. I will scout the perimeter. You wait here for Kane and the others.
Who died and made you Primarch?
It may not be long before we're
I'm the
forced to
first
fight
hero.
You
That's
should
what
rest a
happened.
little while you can.
Still haven't figured
Warrior
out if you're
Light's
trying
so
to be
cool.
thoughtful or just run the show, but guess that's
Yeah,
just how
Jack's
you are.
back.
Jacked. Kane. Guess you're alright then.
Learn anything?
The whole Righteous Act still doesn't sit right, but
His
does
name
have
is
to
the
get the back
Warrior
up
of
this time.
Light. What do you
Your
want from
impression
him?
Turn
Like,
favorable.
At what point do you think he's gonna
Wouldn't go that
betray
far.
you?
He's not
He's
the kind
called the
person
Warrior
I
of
see myself
Light.
liking. But at least I got to see what he's capable of. And you guys too. So, For your suggestion, you have my thanks.
I mean, I'd be more suspicious of these two. Considering we have, oh, I don't know, the Betrayer from Final Fantasy IV and fucking Sin from Final Fantasy X.
And I take it you weren't let down by what you saw then, were you?
But then again, these two are awesome, so, you know, who cares? Aw, Jack's so cool. Kane's so cool. Lightning. Yeah, alright.
Now the very
So,
seams that bind
that's pretty much
this
Prologus.
have begun to come undone.
It's still available on the PSN. And if you pick it up, hey, you get Aerith for your assist attack. So, cool? Still, they're charging like $15 for this thing.
Yet there are some on our stage who possess the strength to defy
So,
divine destiny.
that'll do it for
Who can
Prologus.
say how this final act will
On the next
unfold?
time, we'll move on to the actual game. So, I hope you're going to enjoy the new series. Stay tuned. And thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you in the actual game.